Hello, Millersburg preschoolers and alumni schoolers. Welcome to another day at the flannel board. Last week, some of you were at our Zoom meeting when Joseph shared a jar of fishing worms that he had been digging in his yard. And he was going to go fishing. And his idea of going fishing inspired me to find my fishing story to share with you. So, that's what I'm going to share today. This is Joe right here, and this is his fishing lake. You'll notice in his lake right now that Joe has a bunch of fish right here, but there's nothing in his lake. Let's see what happens to Joe. Joe caught a bunch of fish from his fishing lake. He took them home for dinner, and he made a big fish cake. He ate the cake. It was good. And catching fish was fun. So he went to catch some more just as fast as he could run. But the fishing lake was fished out. He caught every single one. No more fish to catch and eat. What could be done? Then Joe thought about it. Joe went and bought some fish and put them in his lake. Let's see how many he bought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He put them in his lake, and then he went and caught the fish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and made another cake. Again, look at his lake. His lake was fished out. He said, "What can I do? I fished until there's no more fish. Boo-hoo-hoo." So once again, he bought some fish. But before he did, he thought, I'll put these fish into my lake and then I'll sit and watch. So let's help him put some more fish in his lake. Let's count them again. These are the same kind he got before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Joe sat and watched his lake to see what his fish would do. But here's the problem. Every time the fish jumped, Joe's stomach jumped too. "I like to watch the fish," said Joe, "but I like to eat them too. How can I catch a fish and leave the lake a few?" Oh, he thought about this for a while. What do you think he should do? I wonder. Here's what Joe did. So Joe began to fish again, but he only kept a few. He let the smaller fishes go and just keep 1 or 2. Here's his fish basket. He's only got big ones in there. The smaller fish, they grew and grew. The bigger ones Joe ate. Joe's lake was full of fish, and the fishing there was great. He figured out how to solve his problem. He didn't take all the fish. He just took what he needed to make a cake. And the little ones grew and grew. That reminds me of a song that I wanted to share with you. Are you ready? You need your fingers for this song. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I let it go again. Why did I let it go? Because it was too little, you know. When you keep them when they're small, you'll soon have none at all. That's what Joe found out, isn't it? He kept them when they were little, and then there were none left. Let's sing it one more time together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I let him go again. Why did I let it go? Because it was too little, you know. When you keep them when they're small, you'll soon have none at all. Now I know some of you have been fishing in Missouri, and I have pictures of two kinds of fish you might catch in Missouri. One is called a bluegill. This is a very tasty fish, and lots of fisher people love to catch this fish. Have you caught this kind of fish before? All fish in Missouri have lots of bones in them, but he has lots of bones in him, so you have to clean him carefully. This one is called a channel catfish. And again, this kind of fish is all over Missouri, and you may have eaten this kind of fish before too. Some people think bluegill are the best fish. Some people think catfish are the best fish. Personally, John, my husband, likes to catch crappie. He thinks they taste the best. Some people like bass fish too. Different people like different fish. Well, I'm going to show you how you can go fishing at your house. I'm going to hold the picture of the bluegill right here, and I have a pad of paper right here. I'm going to cover up Joe for a minute, and I'm going to look at this bluegill, and I'm going to draw it on a piece of paper. Oh, I could draw it small, I could draw it big. I'm going to draw it pretty big so that you can see it. And I'm going to look at the picture of the bluegill while I'm drawing. I'm going to get his basic shape down. So they have kind of an oval with a tail. Oops, I didn't leave quite enough room on the paper. That's okay. He'll have the basic fish shape. And there's where his mouth is. Here's his eye. Here's his mouth. Here's his fin underneath. And here's his fin on top. Now I'm going to draw the bones in his fin. Can you see how that's going? And down here. When I do this activity, I like to make lots of fish. And they could be pictures of real fish that we might have in Missouri. That's what I like to do, because I like to draw and make real fish. Here's his fin on the side. But you might make up your own kind of fish, or you could even just do shapes. You could do letters. You could do whatever you like. I'm choosing to use fish because we went fishing today. Now I'm going to cut out my fish. I have a pair of scissors here. And to do this activity, you also need a paper clip. Actually, several paper clips if you're going to make a pond of fish. And unless you want to be like Joe and only have one fish in your lake and fish it out quickly, you probably need to make a pond of fish. And I have this blue cloth sitting right here to look like my pond. You will also need a string, and that you could ask your mom or dad for, or a piece of yarn, a stick from your yard that you can use for your fishing pole, and a magnet off your mom or dad's refrigerator. It has to be a magnet that will hold a piece of paper and the paper clip that will stick to it, because magnets stick to things that are magnetic. So here's my fish all cut out, and I'm going to take the paper clip and put it right here in his mouth, like this. There's my fish, and I'm going to put him into my lake, and I've made a couple of other fish here too. I have this tiny little fish, which if I catch him, I'm going to throw him back. I have another bluegill that I made, and I have another bluegill, and I have a bass that I made. And I'm going to put all of them and spread them out in my lake. My lake is pretty little, but you might make your lake on a whole blanket on the floor, or on a rug, or any place that you choose. And here is my fishing pole, my magnet, tied onto a string that is tied onto a stick I got in my yard. Now you have to be careful not to get your string too long, or it'll get tangled up into things, and you have to make sure you don't accidentally catch somebody with your fishing pole. We always have to be careful with that when we're casting, when we go fishing, that we don't catch something or someone with our hook and our fishing pole. But this is a little safer than using a hook inside because you have a magnet. So now I'm going to go fishing. Let's see, what am I going to catch? Oh, looky there, I caught a little tiny bass. He's too small. I could even get a ruler and measure him, but I can tell he's too small, so I'm going to throw him back. What else might I catch in my lake here? Let's see. Oh, look at that. I caught a great big bluegill, and he looks good enough to eat. I think I'll keep him. So there is a fishing activity. You can make all kinds of fish to go fishing at your house. You can measure them. You can write words or numbers on them. You can make shapes. You can make anything that you want and go fishing. And I hope the fishing in your lake is great. Let's sing our song one more time before we go today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I let him go again. Why did I let him go? Because he was too little, you know. If you keep them when they're small, you'll soon have none at all. Well, I think I'm going to take Snooga outside and go fishing. We have to go dig some worms first, and then we'll see what we catch. I hope you get to go fishing soon again, too. That's all for now. Signing off from Cedar Creek. Bye-bye.